Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Akron Buzz. And once again, we are having a great time bringing you a little bit of live entertainment, a little bit of family entertainment here. We are at the West Akron studio here, the Akron Buzz studio in the heart of Wallhaven. And do we still have a camera on our crew? We have Matt and Chris, our technicians tonight. Let's see if they're alive and awake and paying attention. We have Chris on sound and running video playback. We have Matt on the directing and switching and running the lower third graphics, the downstream keyer. We're having a great time here, so thank you for joining us. And our goal, of course, is to entertain and to maybe get a sense of community and bring everybody together. And we have a whole list here of potential guests. And I say potential guests because given this technology, there is a good possibility that while we try to connect to Skype and FaceTime behind the scenes, and Matt and Chris, they are very talented. And you know, I couldn't imagine being in eighth grade, when I was in eighth grade, learning how to do switching and all this live. Just amazing that they've picked this up in a week. So forgive us if there's some technical difficulties as we try to bring on our guests, but we're having a lot of fun, almost just testing what could we do in terms of live television here in Akron, Ohio. We have with us tonight Brian Ivy from NeoWeather, and joining us, I can see him here. Brian, thank you for being with us and for joining the program for a weather report. It has been an absolutely gorgeous day today. What do you have in store for us?
Absolutely. It has been wonderful, and thank you for the nice introduction, Dan. Appreciate it. We're all in this together here, Ohio, and we'll continue to get through it. And as this weather gets nicer and nicer, it'll be a great opportunity to get outside, go for a walk around the block, go for a jog, bring the dogs out to the park. The good news is we still have the ability to enjoy some outside time, just as long as you're socially distant. That's what counts. So sunshine in store for the rest of the day until we get our sunset. Sunshine in store again tomorrow. But look at all the rain that happened across the area over the course of the last week or so. Widespread areas of at least 2 inches with localized areas where a lot of those thunderstorms were like lined up over each other. Saw 3-4 inches that produced some widespread flooding in spots. Is my mic still on? Luckily, the greater Akron area missed out on some of the worst flooding. You saw the hail, of course. Some of the worst flooding was to the north and to the south towards I-70 there as well. So the good news is we're going to lose the rain chances here for the next little bit. Tonight's conditions across the area, we're looking at about freezing for the Cleveland area, 33 here in Akron, Canton, with mainly clear skies, maybe a cloud around. And then as we go throughout southern Ohio, pretty much the same story. It'll be across portions of southwest Ohio that's a little bit warmer with some cloud cover present as that moves in from the west. Throughout the course of the next little bit, we're going to have those conditions continue to kind of persist with high pressure in control. Notice there's the rain staying out and even some mixture well off towards the west, but we are stuck under full high pressure, and that means a lot of clear skies and sunshine as we go throughout the next 24, about 36 hours or so. Any kind of showers will also stay well off towards the east. Then this will start to come towards us as a generally weak front, and we're going to wait well until we get through the day Friday, through the day Saturday, into the day on Sunday before this actually slides across portions of Ohio. So what is the forecast for your Friday? Well, it's going to be very similar to what we saw today. This will be all blue here. Plenty of blue skies around, temperatures in the middle 50s across the board. A little on the breezy side in the afternoon, but a lot of sunshine. I'm not expecting more than a few random clouds across much of the area as we warm up. We'll start off in those lower 30s and warm through the 40s and 50s, staying much of the day in the low to middle 50s before we drop off at night. Kind of that true mid-spring or mid-fall type of a weather pattern for much of the area. Now we're going to generally be staying much more on the warm side as we get throughout the next few days or so into at least the first half or so of next week, all the way across the middle of the country and all of the East Country. This is going to be very warm Across much of the deep south, we're going to be decently above average though too, right across the Buckeye State. So wonderful weather as you continue to go out and practice your social distancing and have some good fun activities outside as well. This is just a test broadcast, but when we have our regular types of weather reports here live, we will be able to have a 7-day forecast and even some additional graphics as well. So something to look forward to. Hopefully you're enjoying the time in the studio. Back to you, Dan.
Thank you, Brian. And that was a phenomenal test broadcast. Frankly, had we not said test broadcast, looked wonderful and polished. You know, we keep using the term test broadcast, but we could just take that phrase terminology out of there, and I think most people would think that we really have it together here at Akron Buzz. So thank you for that. Obviously, a minor delay in the time between, but we're going to work that out. That's a lot of fun, working that out. Speaking of working things out, we have a number of guests joining us tonight. So we're going to go ahead and get all the Skype connections running for our guests. And I got a whole list right here. So I hope everybody who has promised they will join us tonight is ready. And we are going to take a short break. And I got to tell you about these breaks we're doing tonight. Our very talented videographer, Clayton, went out to the Portage Lakes today. Just to illustrate the point, just what a beautiful day it was. So today, here this evening at Akron Buzz tonight during the breaks, as we line up the next Skype guest, we are going to roll video that we shot today at the Portage Lakes. Just a beautiful day, and while we're all supposed to be inside, here we are trying to do our best to bring a sense of community. And so if you've been inside all day, I hope you enjoy some of the video we're going to bring you during the breaks, shots around the Portage Lakes. Very beautiful. So here we go. Let's roll some video. We're going to take a break, and we will be back with more right after this.
We live in strange times.
Once upon a time, there were two trolls. They saved the world. Pretty cute, right? Not to me. I'm the type of cloud that goes for...
We are back here at Akron Buzz and having a great time producing local television, experimenting with the idea of being on Facebook and YouTube at the same time from the Akron Buzz studio here in West Akron. And we will be bringing you more video from Portage Lakes. We have about 6 different scenes. Our videographer Clayton went out and shot today. And of course, Chris is at the video roll in, and he's doing a great job there. We have a new segment tonight that we are going to try. We're going to see how this goes. So we are going to play a game called the Subscriber Drive. And we have our dog with us. When we come over here in the evening, me, Matt, and Chris, we leave the house. We come over here to do these live broadcasts, and we have a great time. We decided tonight to bring the dog with us. So tonight, we are going to introduce the Bailey Cam. Here it is. So Bailey has joined us. She's just kind of hanging out. She's on her leash. So here's how it works. Bailey is going to get a treat. We're going to demonstrate here. Our production assistant and audio technician and video playback coordinator, Chris, is going to give the dog a treat every time we get another 10 subscribers here on our Facebook page. And I believe we're at how many subscribers do we have right now? I think we're at 2,610. So here's how we're going to play it tonight. And in just a moment, we're going to have our Lakewood correspondent, the Lakewood Bureau Chief, Adam Gakowski, will be joining us here. But while we're waiting for him, we thought we'd take a minute and show you the Bailey Cam. Let's cut back to Bailey and see how she's doing there with the treat. This is the other... I will tell you this, she spilled a little water. I know that looks bad on the carpet, but I can tell you that we were giving her a little water right there, so that is just water on the rug, just in case you were wondering. This is not a good shot. That's not a flattering angle of the dog. Maybe we should cut away from that and come back to me. It's coming off the rails here, folks. Welcome to my world. Okay, so Chris, be on the lookout. Adam Gakowski will be calling. And why don't we take a look at the numbers? He'll be calling on the Skype. But what we want to do is take a look at the Facebook numbers. How many Facebook subscribers do we have? Now, you don't want to mess with it there, Matt, because that's the feed to the Facebook Live. So you almost need to go to another computer and give us the update. In the meantime, what I was saying about the Portage Lakes, we spend a lot of time on the Portage Lakes in just a beautiful area. And certainly right now, all of the restaurants can use our support, but we went out and did a tour of the Portage Lakes and just took inventory of who's open and who's doing carry out, and we were crazy enough to put the boat in the water. Speaking of weather, Brian Ivy did a phenomenal job just giving us a little weather report. Go ahead and answer that, Chris. It's fairly straightforward. The thing's ringing. So yeah, joining us. Anyway, the point of that story is we had a great time at the Portage Lakes. It was a lot of fun. And I see on the Skype cam our Lakewood Bureau Chief, Adam Gakowski, has joined us. And Adam, how are you? We are doing great. And I do have to ask, how are we going to get through? You love doing the running, and the weather's turning it out to be beautiful now. How are we going to get through this, where the marathon is canceled and different things are canceled, and maybe there was some discussion of some sort of indoor activity? Anyway, how's it going to go with all your running events? Keep them on. Just keep them on. ask you a big favor. Tell me give me a sense of, well, we have a minor technical glitch where we're going to fix some audio here on our end. But give me a sense of life in Lakewood, and does it strike you as odd? You go out and, are the streets empty? How's the Lakewood look on a day like today?
Laughing at him, but that's
Okay, we're having a minor audio technical glitch. Stick with us for 1 second. Why don't you do this? Tell me a little bit about. You're now into week 3. Is it week 2 or week 3 working at home? And how's it going? And what are you doing to stay productive at home? And have you lost your mind yet?
You can't lose something I had. So there's that. But as for work, I've actually been extremely busy. I've been fortunate to have the capabilities of work from home, planning and placing digital media for local franchisees of a national brand. So work has been actually busy. You know, we've been on the internet is not the way to go right now. You definitely want to stay relevant and making sure, because eventually this is going to pass, and you want to make sure that your potential customers are aware that you're still existing. And I think I should keep on talking because I haven't heard directions yet from the man who's fixing the audio. So with that being said, whoever can hear me, working from home for now. So it just sucks because I'm stuck in this small kitchen of mine. A pretty nice setup here. During longer meetings, for like an hour. Longer beside my living room, and I'll sit on my sofa, so that way I'm more comfortable during the longer meetings. But yeah. Let's see what else.
Well, listen,
Here.
can you hear me on this? I think we have it all worked out. It's so funny. We use this setup here, and we had everything perfect last night, and we made the mistake of turning everything off. And I want to save the planet. I don't want to waste electricity, but
Yeah, that's
you never turn off. We turned off all the gear, and now here we are. So here we are. Well, you are a true professional in, you have a degree in video production, right? And in communications. But you are the master of, I need you to stretch because we're having an audio problem I got to run over and fix. And you did beautiful. 3, 5, and 8 are going to be calling, At any rate. We have a lot of work to do on the audio, so we're gonna let you go. We're gonna take a short break. During the breaks, we have been rolling video of the scenes from the Portage Lakes, and our videographer Clayton went out and shot a beautiful day today to be out shooting video. And thank you for joining us. We're gonna fix some other audio problems we have. And Chris, if you're ready to go to break, we will be back here on Akron Buzz right after this. Hello, everyone. We are back on Akron Buzz. And Sarah, thanks for sticking with us. When we're in the break, we have the mics off, and we have to work out the technology so that we can talk to the Skype caller as they're calling in to do a quick discussion. But if you're ready to go live and join the program and roll right into it, is that all right with you?
Yeah, I'm good.
I saw that, and well, listen. Thank you for taking the time to Skype in. And how are things going? How's the family? Give us the story. Hanging out in Akron, Ohio during the little pause in life that we're in. A wonderful time to spend a little extra time with family. How's it going?
I think that's right. I would say I have two children, so it's up and down. Anyone who might be watching who has little kids can understand that. I think it's a little bit different when you have teenagers because they do a lot of things on their own. But I'm sure you can remember back then a little bit, a little bit younger. But my two girls are 4 and 7, and so they go back and forth between, really getting along and doing well and enjoying their time to fighting with each other and feel like we're gonna lose our minds. So, yep.
Well, you are you're very creative, and I'm certain you are coming up with fun ideas to keep them entertained. Or give me a sense of what are the art projects? What are the let's go outside or let's walk to the park? Or give me a sense. If other parents are hanging out, just give us a sense of how you're handling this in terms of what activities are we into.
Yeah, well, you know what? Something today, and I posted this on my my Facebook and Instagram. Like, if you feel like you're gonna lose your mind, just take a break from the things that you feel like you have to do. Like, I today decided I wasn't gonna do any housework, and I was just going to. I had a couple like Zoom meetings I needed to do, but other than that, I was gonna have fun with the kids. And it went so much better for me today. And obviously I can't do that every day, but I needed a break from feeling like I need to tackle all these house projects since I'm in the house and I need to keep up with all my cleaning. So like today we did a make your own cake pop kit. Give a shout out to my friend Amy Mucha, who runs Daisy Cake Pops. She will mail you a cake pop kit. And so we did that. We do all kinds of little art projects. My 7-year-old is really creative in general, so she's been making a cat condo for our new cat, because we have a new cat that we just got like right before all this kind of went down and we couldn't go out anymore. We got our cat Daisy, and so she's been making a cat condo and decorating those boxes, and Daisy's actually been getting into that. She enjoys it. What else have we done? We do some scavenger hunts. We've actually done 2 different scavenger hunts. There's some really cool little lists that people have put together, and you can just go out in your backyard and look for things like leaves and rocks and bugs, and do you see a bird in the trees and things like that, and that takes up time. I'm sure a lot of people have seen the chalk drawings that people have been doing to kind of be encouraging in their neighborhoods. So we went out one day and we did a bunch of chalk drawings down by our sidewalk to try to just encourage people as they walk by.
So I can't help but ask, like, how difficult would it be for us to? Did we see the cat already? How difficult would it be for us to turn around? And how difficult would it be?
For me to see the cat?
Well, we'd love to see the cat. How difficult would it be to see any of the cat condo project?
I thought we could go. We could take a walk.
I would love if that's technically possible. I'd love to see it. If the kids are watching right now, there's nothing better than showcasing your artwork here. Cats are they're never camera friendly. They're not.
Yeah, we'll see. I can take a little walk. It might get a little dark because I don't have any light on.
Oh no, this is great. The whole purpose of this too is you get a little glimpse as to what everybody's up to, and somebody says, "Hey, we just got a cat. We got to see the cat." Isn't that how it goes?
Like I said, I did no housework today, so
we do not judge.
Are in the house all day, they destroy it. So here's the cat condo. I don't know if you can see that.
This is great. The cat condo. This is, I mean, this is like a gerbil tube where the cat can move from one room to the next. I mean, this cat has this is a cat palace.
Actually, Charlotte's pretty proud of it. Charlotte, do you want to come talk about your cat condo?
That is a beautiful cat condo. That is a work of art and a nice piece of real estate for that cat. Has the city of Akron assessed property taxes on the cat condo?
Yeah.
And what are the homeowners association fees the cat has to pay? I'd be very curious. Does it have a pool? You know?
All right, Charlotte, tell
Okay.
Mr. Dan about it.
Well, hello. That is a beautiful cat condo.
So, basically.
Oh, and here she is.
Oh, is this an orange cat?
Yes.
Oh, I love the orange cat. That's phenomenal.
Over
Daisy.
here, it's her yard, and you can pet her in this place. Then you come in, and there's like photos, a chandelier, and a rug. You come
Wow.
into here, it's like a little bed with springy things. And then if you come into here, there's actually, if I open the box, there's this hole right in here. So there are 2 levels on it. And then I'm working on a tunnel that goes to the next room. So it's over here is what I've got so far.
Oh my gosh.
Great.
This is
And
great.
cardboard, scissors, paper,
And that's it, right?
tape.
And tape. All
Pages,
right.
That is fantastic. This is time well spent. And you know, did she have any help with the cat condo, or is this all you know? The design here, the creativity is just fantastic.
Yeah, she has fun. Actually, she comes up with ideas, stuff like that almost every day. So she's a little bit of an
My
artist.
couch mattress.
Your couch mattress, yes.
Can you see, Sarah, if we cut over to our Bailey cam, we have our dog Bailey with us. Matt, cut over to camera 5. Oh, she just left just as I said that. She's laying down on her bed. We have our dog with us here at the studio. Let's give her a treat.
She's so sweet.
Oh yeah, you've met Bailey. So we decided we were going to do this promotion where every time we hit another 10 likes on Facebook, the dog would get a treat. So our production assistant here is running over, and Bailey is getting a.
Yay.
There's Bailey. So maybe we could have the orange cat and Bailey. Is that Daisy? Is your cat?
Yes, they named her Daisy. We lost both our kitties this year, so we had them 14 years. So we decided it was time for the girls to be able to pick out a new kitty, and so that was fun.
Well, listen, we can talk off camera about all of our ideas, but I would, I'm all for either in this kind of format or you know, the Instagram interviews. But the interviews you do here on Akron Buzz are just fantastic and really just wonderful to put the spotlight on the great guests that you bring in. So we definitely want to continue. And you know, initially we thought maybe this would just be a week or two, and we might be doing this for maybe a little while longer. So.
Working out the video kinks, which is cool.
Yes, we are definitely working out the video kinks, but I really like doing those interviews, and you do a great job with those as always. So we'll get back to that. But Sarah White has been our guest. Thank you for taking the time to call in and giving us a little bit of community spirit here, and thanks for sharing.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody, just take a deep breath. If you're having a tough time, reach out to somebody. Reach out to us if you, you know, actually, I don't know how many people are watching, but I'll go ahead and throw a phone number out there right now. I'm gonna actually just throw out my husband's phone number because he is doing a food drive. He's right here.
Wait a minute, don't do that.
He put it on Facebook.
Well, hello, welcome to the program.
Yeah,
how's it going, man?
it's fun.
Good to see you, man.
But truly, if anybody has any needs, because we feel like that's really important during this time, he already put it all over social media, so I'm going to throw it out there. If anybody needs food, we're doing a grocery drive, or if you just need to talk or pray or anything, you can call. You can reach me through that too if you want to. It's 330-221-2781. But really, we would just, you know, love to be able to support anyone who needs support.
Yeah,
Well-
we basically have a team of people that are delivering food. So we've got a group of people that are going and taking it to people that might not be able to get it. Like maybe they don't have a car, maybe they're elderly, shut in. or maybe just can't afford it.
Now,
during this time
I
of
know the
our work.
backstory, but please tell us your name and the name of your congregation, the church that you lead, and a little information about. That's located in Kenmore, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's the chapel in Kenmore. It's right on Kenmore Boulevard. Obviously, we're doing online stuff right now to respect social distancing. We're part of a greater group of churches called the Chapel. And this effort that's happening where we're delivering this food is actually an effort that Christ Community Chapel, Grace Church, and the Chapel are all involved in together, as well as a bunch of other organizations, as well as First Glance. So I want to give props to all of them too. I don't want it just to be a plug for us. But
Sure.
Yeah, it's more just
Yeah.
about being able to help the community right now, and
Right.
yeah. So if anybody needs food or needs, just someone to listen, they can definitely call.
Absolutely.
That's great. I'm glad. Thank you. I'm glad you joined us, and this is great that you're part of the program. So thank you for joining us. And
Great way in, man. I mean,
Right, 'cause I
needed to
brought it
get
up.
my moment.
I'm thrilled.
I brought it up. He needed his 15 seconds, but
No, I love it. That's fantastic, and thank you for all the good work that you do, and absolutely. And thank you for joining us. We are going to take a break. Sarah White, our guest there, and thank you for being with us.
thanks, Dan.
All right, we are going to take a short break. We will share more footage to give all of us that are staying in a little glimpse of a beautiful day we had today. We have scenes taken today, shot by our videographer, Clayton, who did a phenomenal job shooting scenes from the Portage Lakes, little landscape shots. So let's roll that. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with more right after this.
Tremfya can help adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis uncover clearer skin that can last. And
Welcome back to Akron Buzz. Here we are having a great time experimenting with live television. And are we allowed to call it a test broadcast or an experiment if we've been working at this for 2 weeks now? You would think we would have all the technical glitches and bugs worked out. But again, I have to give credit to Bailey the dog. Let's go to the Bailey cam. She's here with us, so if you hear a little barking in the background, not a flattering angle. The dog, we'll have to get the dog to turn. We got to work on that a little bit. But we decided not to leave the dog at home in the evening when we come over in the studio. We thought, what if we brought the dog with us? We can cut back now as soon as, there we go. So what we're going to do is, just for fun, every time we get another 10 likes on Facebook, we're going to give the dog a treat and cut to the Bailey cam. Now, we are going to have to, at some point, just cut these treats in half because we're going to over-treat the dog. We certainly don't want to do that. Chris, we're going to need you. Our sound guy and the video playback and graphics person is also our production assistant here. So Chris went in. Okay, we can go to Bailey cam. There you go. Let's see what that looks like there, Matt. Well, we need to be able to see the dog is the problem here. Okay. All right, there's the Bailey cam. And there we go. So we have certainly a dog lover. And that could have been a phenomenal segment, or I might get a lecture. This could go either way. We have Sue Wilson and Tim Doherty on the line. Sue and Tim, are you with us here? Did the connection work? Welcome to the program.
You're here.
So we're in the kitchen. I suspect there's going to be some sort of either food preparation. What do we have tonight? As our theme, of course, is staying sane and entertained through this wild era we're living in.
Well, we have to do a shout out to our son-in-law, Matt Rufo, because Matt is like the expert drink maker in the family.
He loves classic cocktails, and he's taught me a thing or two, and I appreciate that.
So we have been working on one of my favorite drinks, which is the French martini. And Tim, I think, has got it down.
It's taken a while, but I think I may have perfected it, and I think we need to rename it though the French Quarantini.
True. So we're going to demonstrate how to make the French Quarantini, but I should step out of the way because you're the guy.
Yeah, you're good right
but
there.
Dan, can you see us? And should I bring the iPad closer so you can see Tim, or can you see everything?
I can see you both. You look great, and the camera work is phenomenal here. It sounds good. I'm hoping our audience can see and hear us all. I'm sure there are audience members that can give us feedback through the Facebook chat and YouTube chat as we work out how we do these live broadcasts. But yep, let's proceed. I can see you perfectly. Go for it.
Okay. Well, first, our main ingredients are vodka. We prefer Kettle One. So Kettle One vodka is the brand. Chambord is a raspberry liqueur that's a little bit expensive, but I just found a small, a real teeny version of it at the store the other day. So we're gonna have to, next time we buy it, we'll buy the small version. Lots of ice cubes, because that's important. And pineapple juice.
Pineapple juice.
These are the key ingredients, these three.
Which early on, when I was trying to make these for her, I thought she liked this taste better than the pineapple juice.
Because I don't like pineapple juice.
I was putting in too much Chambord and not enough pineapple juice, when actually the reverse is true.
Yeah, you need a lot of pineapple juice, and it tastes good.
So shall we?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, we got our shaker ready to go. We're going to make a double batch. So I've doubled the ingredients here. We always we keep our martini glasses in the freezer as well as our vodka. Yeah.
So that's important.
So we're going to start with, again, doubling the recipe since we're making one for each of us. We're going to do 4 ounces. We prefer kettle. Is that the label there?
Yes.
There you go. Kettle. 4 ounces of this in our shaker over ice. So far, so good, Dan?
Absolutely. We're with you. I'm actually taking my mic off and getting in the car and driving over there to so I can join you and partake.
You have to take your temperature before you drive over here.
Now, kind of the trick to this, well, you know what, I'll do the Chambord first. Just a little bit of Chambord, again, not too much, because it really adds a lot of flavor. A little bit adds a lot of flavor. All right. That's about, for this double batch, just 3/4 of an ounce of Chambord, the raspberry liqueur. Now, this is the trick. We're going to put in 2 ounces of this pineapple juice.
Well shaken.
That's right.
Not stirred.
That's right. See, there that is. You can buy those at the grocery store. It's handy when they come in this little thing. And then tomorrow morning I'll have this for breakfast.
Without the vodka.
Well, you never know. All right. Got everything ready? I think we do. Nice shake.
Now, we've heard varying things about shaking. Like, you shouldn't overshake it because
You bruise the vodka.
you bruise the vodka. I've never heard that. But that's what.
You bruise the vodka. Wow.
Yes.
Right.
Now, here's the interesting thing. You can't see this now, but what we got in there is a nice foamy top, which I didn't think that was possible, but yes, the pineapple juice actually does make that possible. And just do a little bit of this. Make a nice double batch. And since we have a raspberry liqueur in there on the Chambord, we've also included a couple of raspberries.
Oh, wow.
However, there is a secret. When we went to Lanning's, which is a very nice restaurant in Bath, and I've only been there like sophomore year for homecoming or something. But we started going because a friend of ours, Dusty's behind the bar, and he has a secret, and that is to add just a touch of champagne on the top.
Yeah, it's a floater. But you
Just
gotta
as a
do it.
floater.
Do
You
it
got to have the
after
floater.
you've shaken it. Yeah, you gotta have a
So
floater.
he's
but
going
This
to
is
pop
great.
this champagne.
do
to
it after you've shaken it because that would just be a mess because this is so highly. We thought we would save this for you guys. Here you go. Twisting it, twisting it.
There we
Ah.
go.
All right. Now a topper of champagne. I hope our friend Sally Spitz is watching because she thought this was a great idea when she was making these the other night.
Well, it's in the video playback when these are all live, posted to YouTube. They can watch on the replay.
Okay.
And here we go.
So we toast you with our French quarantinis.
The French quarantine. So there is a link that we will post to the. Is that what I understand? There's a link that we can.
Yes, so on a totally different note, I mean, gosh, Dan, the only time you've had us on this show, we've been either drinking wine or martinis, so.
I'm jealous.
You know, that's not the only way we're coping. We're also doing puzzles, taking walks. We took a bike ride on the towpath today. It's like, this isn't all we're doing. However, I did write a really great article with a bunch of my friends who are wonderful wine connoisseurs. They know a lot more about wine than I do. And I put all these suggestions together of a wine list for the quarantine. But the key to this wine list is that they're inexpensive wines. So, but they're fabulous. And I have a friend who lives in Napa Valley. She really knows her wine. A few friends from Nashville who also really know their wines, but they also know that you don't have to spend a lot of money. So I put a list together of some really delicious wines, and I want to do a shout out because we bought some of them at Susan Mozingo's place. She owns Regency Wine Store on Gent Road. And she is still open for carry out only, of course.
3 until 7.
Every day, 3
Every
till
day.
7?
Yep.
So anyway, we do have a link that I sent to you, but it's SueWilsonCreative.com, and that's my website. And there's a link to my blogs. And
What's the name of the article?
it is called,
When Life Gives You Grapes.
When Life Gives You Grapes, Drink Wine, and it's inexpensive wines for the quarantine. So we'll send you that link, Dan, so you can post it.
We will post it on Akron Buzz, and also absolutely a plug for Susan over there at the Regency Wine, and that's open even on Sundays. Or I wonder what she's doing. If she's doing 3 to 7 on weekdays, or
Weekdays.
Okay.
Yeah,
I would guess maybe Saturday too, but I don't think Sunday.
Yeah, I don't
Sure.
think she's ever been open on Sunday.
Sure. Yeah, and she did a good business, anyway. With the, certainly it's fun to hang out there, and the food there, phenomenal. But the kitchen is not open. She's open for carry out for selling wine.
Right, she's open for retail. When she originally bought Regency Wine Stores, it was a retail shop.
Sure.
And just, selling wine. And she knows her wines, has a great selection. Then she expanded, and now she does, music on Saturday nights, and she has a wonderful small plates menu. And yeah, it's a really terrific kind of a cheers. for
Wine and
everybody
vinyl.
kind of place.
Yeah, once in a while we roll out the turntable and we hook it into the system, and Sue and I host Wine and Vinyl at Susan's place. So we bring a bunch of albums along, people can pick their favorites, we slap them on the turntable, and we drink wine.
When this is all over, and it might be, like we've heard from all our elected officials, the next couple of weeks, the next maybe 30 days are going to be rough. But then we'll all come out of this, and hopefully we'll have a new appreciation for a lot of things when this is all over.
Well, cheers to you, and thank you for bringing the both the drink recipe and the blog. And the plug for Susan is certainly wonderful. We certainly love hanging out at Regency, and we want to support our local business owners. She's certainly the example of an entrepreneur and a local business owner who could use our support. Everybody could use a little support in terms of the takeout restaurants and the gift cards and all that. We also want to make sure that we're not misleading people into believing the alcohol does not kill the COVID-19 coronavirus.
You know what? I actually have a point to that I just read. The leader of Belarus, who's been the leader of Belarus near Russia since the 1990s, says that a certain percentage of vodka every day does actually keep the virus at bay. That's his thinking.
Well, he's trying to sell vodka, probably.
Sure.
He's the leader of his free world over there.
Is it a free one?
So the Moscow Mule needs to be prescribed immediately
There you go.
for everyone.
Take a Moscow Mule and call me in the morning.
Right. Hey, we have to have a little fun. It's certainly not a laughing matter, but we need to have a little fun. Thank you for bringing some spirit and a personality and a sense of community and all of the above to our program. And glad to see you're doing well. And I'm going to take off this mic, and I'll be over there in about 30 seconds to try that recipe.
Cheers to you.
All right, cheers to you, and thank you for joining us. And thank you for watching that and all of our segments we're doing here tonight as we bring on all of our guests through Skype and have a great time with this grand experiment called Akron Buzz Live. And we're going to take a short break. We're going to share another scene from the Portage Lakes. Kudos to our videographer, Clayton Schrock, who went out today. And, after looking at his video from all these different scenes around the Portage Lakes, I kind of wish I had a moment to go out and put the boat in the water and have a little fun. But we are going to take a short break. We're going to roll another exciting scene from the shores of the Portage Lakes. And we will be back right after this. Bring it to me. We are going to come back from the break right to the Bailey cam. We are very excited. Our dog Bailey is with us tonight. And as we watch the Facebook likes go up, we have this wonderful promotion we're doing tonight. Each time we get another 10 likes, the dog gets a treat. Matt, cut to the Bailey cam. It looks like we're going to have a treat. There we go. I think she's, somebody needs to call in, Akron at akronbuzz.com on Skype, and tell us, what's the limit to how many treats we can give the dog in an evening? I would think it would be maybe 3 or 4. Matt, what do you think? Probably. Oh, he knows how to work the mics. There it is. Matt's bringing his mic up so we can have a quick discussion. Gentlemen, the question we have tonight
around like
is
4 or 5.
How many dog treats can you give the dog, the tiny milk bones, in an evening?
Probably.
What do you think's appropriate there?
Chris, no. You're 5 and 6.
Well, there you go.
I know.
You put up 4.
No, I didn't. You're just crazy. So.
Really? The director, the technical director, and the audio technician are having an argument.
Yeah.
Which is fine because
Chris,
the audio.
It's on camera.
I know.
They saw it.
What is on camera?
So.
They saw his mistake.
I did not make a mistake.
Is somebody critiquing you on camera? Is a member of our audience giving you a hard time
I didn't
about
make
your
a
ability
mistake.
to run audio?
No.
I didn't make a
There's
mistake.
witnesses about that.
Oh, I see.
There's witnesses.
If you saw anything, say
Is the
something.
studio door open? I feel like the dog is.
I think so. It's either that or her bark.
Well,
is
Matt, why don't you can go back to camera
amplified.
1, and we're gonna.
Yeah. Okay.
Hopefully, have our next guest lined up. Wow. Chris is very protective of his role as the audio technician. There's no screwing around at the audio board there. So we are hoping our next guest is able to get the Skype going. We could potentially have another Highland Square bureau chief, although our next guest tonight, not at home in Highland Square, but at his audio recording studio. So potentially, if this all happens, this is a grand experiment here, where we are trying to figure out how to have live guests, and it's going pretty well. Obviously, a lot of kinks to work through in terms of the video quality and audio quality. But I got to tell you, I'm absolutely fascinated by the national TV networks and our local affiliates here in Cleveland who are using this same technology. And will they find that acceptable after this is all over? The question I have is, will the TV audience become trained to accept national journalists and reporters Skyping in to do interviews? And when you think about the cost savings in terms of having an interview guest come into the studio versus having them Skype in, and the ability to tell your story on multiple networks all at the same time, the ability to tell a story that's very long. Chris just gave me the cue over there that my story is long and boring. I almost think Matt should cut to that camera to see what the look on Chris's face. He's actually falling asleep. He is so bored with my topic of discussion. What do we do when this era is over? Will the national news networks and local affiliates go back to having guests in the studio and having professional TV crews go out and interview guests rather than having everyone Skype in? So another reason we opened on the Bailey cam is so that everybody could understand why there's a barking dog in the background. And we thought, just for fun, rather than leave our dog at home in the kennel, what is she doing? There's the Bailey cam. So she's hanging out in the doorway of the studio. She is a great dog, but she is a puppy, and she is rambunctious and full of energy. And so we are hoping we could do this again, where we bring Bailey in and let her live on the Bailey cam, but we can't let her tear up the place because she likes to run around and chew on things, which is the reason why we have her on the leash. All right, well, I think we've talked enough here. Let's do this. Let's cut back to the Bailey cam and take another quick look at what she's doing there. She's literally, look at this. Why would we try to ruin it? There's a moment of peace and quiet. She's just decided to lay down and relax. She's ignorance is bliss. It'd be great to be a dog right now. All right, yeah, let's cut away from that. Okay. I think we have successfully experimented with almost everything we can do with the equipment we have in this room, the Blackmagic switcher, the 8 or 10 cameras. And do we have a caller? I think we do. We have our guest on the line. I'm getting the signal, and would love to hear. Yep, roll it. Do it. If this is one of the challenges, is how do we move from caller to caller without taking a break, without cutting away to our footage? Do we have, absolutely. Do we have Sean Martin on the line? And oh, can you have 2 people at once? Why did Ben just call in? Is that Ben on the right? How did we do this? I am in, Matt, would you run out and close the studio door? This is fantastic. So now we have we had a question. What would happen if 2 people called in at the same time?
Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, cool.
And Sean, can you hear us too?
Oh. Yes, I hear everyone.
Well, this is fantastic. So just so I understand this correctly, everybody Skyped in all at the same time?
Yep.
Yeah, I was just calling to tell you to wrap that segment up.
This is, Sean is apparently our producer tonight. I wasn't responding to the texts that said go home, quit pretending to be a broadcaster. So he decides to Skype in and give me a hard time. I love it. All right. Well, how about, since we want to have a discussion with Ben, Sean, give us a quick teaser as to what you're going to do next week. You keep promising us, are you coming on tomorrow for the fish fry?
We can do it tomorrow or next Thursday. We might as well do it tomorrow.
It is Friday.
We'll do a fish fry tomorrow. Fish fry
lunch.
Friday.
It is. All right. Well, we're looking forward to it.
I just want to call in and bug you.
I love it. It's good to see you. If I told you that I miss you, you wouldn't believe it. But I'm looking forward to this being over. We're having a lot of fun through this. Ben, stay with us. I would like to talk a little bit about the recording studio and how business is going.
Ben, good seeing you, man.
Good to see you. Thank you.
Good seeing you. Take care.
All right, later.
Hang in there.
This is fantastic. So now we know. Thank you, Sean, for doing that, because now we know that we can have 2 Skype callers at the same time. Did you know this? Okay, the 8th graders knew this already. The old man in the room had no idea. So anyway, Ben, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm hanging in there, trying to keep my spirits high and trying to stay busy with some of this downtime. Like you said, trying to have some fun with it. Working on my own projects and trying to stay busy, get outside, enjoy the sunshine.
Yeah, today was
been
beautiful.
A crazy time.
What'd you do today? You had a chance to roam around Highland Square and.
Not today, actually. Nate and I put in a new hard drive down in this computer. We put an SSD in it, and we maxed it out on a RAM, on RAM as well, because our hard drive crashed. Luckily, we didn't lose anything, but
you have a good backup
it was a good time
system
for
in
that
place.
to happen.
And Chris, do you know how to get the when you have that on full screen to get rid of the controls and all that stuff? Ben, if you would, tell us a little bit about the Akron Recording Company and where you're located and the kind of work that you're doing.
Yeah, well, we're a full-service recording studio. We record, produce, mix, master, do voiceover, podcasts, all that kind of work. And we're downtown Akron, Cascade Valley, near the North Side district by Luigi's Pizza. And we're in a building owned by Kevin White. It's a cool historic factory here from the late 1800s. And it's got a ton of character and a great vibe. And we do recordings from singers, songwriters, bands, and everything in between. And we work with a lot of premier artists here in the Cleveland and Akron area and beyond. So.
And just to give
Right.
people a sense of, you're on the lower level of this very cool building, and the brick behind you is the foundation of the building. And we almost need to figure out how we could have a couple of cutaway to another webcam or some other video. Your studio and the space is just beautiful, and we get a nice angle of you here. You're actually off in one of the side recording areas, but you have this big beautiful space.
Yeah.
And we'll have to figure out. We have the technology here in the studio to cut away to B-roll and additional videos and all this stuff. We should have had stuff lined up.
Right.
But tell us the website, the URL to go to.
AkronRecordingCompany.com. Yeah, you can find us there, and Akron Recording Company on Instagram and Facebook. Right now during these quarantine periods, we've been just staying busy through mixing and mastering for artists. A lot of people right now, they're being creative in their homes, or maybe with like their roommates or bandmates or something, if they're close knit like that. And and then we have an opportunity to still help them just remotely by putting some polishing and finishing touches on their work.
And obviously, how do you think this affects musicians who love to play out and who love to perform? And obviously, every venue's closed and there's no gatherings. And this has to be, from a mental health standpoint, it's got to be a little. Certainly hard to get through. How do you think they're coping?
Well, I think hopefully people are coping, just by connecting digitally, kind of like how we are right now.
Yep.
Just through a phone call or a FaceTime call or whatever it may be, and through like their creative endeavors. So, I'm hoping that this creates like a renaissance with artists and musicians, and they have all this extra time. Hopefully, if they can survive monetarily through this period, that that hopefully it can like yield like just a huge blossom of artistic creation and stuff. So hopefully people have a lot of songs to come out and they want to record and perform out, and hopefully everyone can survive and weather the storm.
Now, what advice do you have for musicians who want to go live on Facebook and YouTube from their homes? Have they called you for technical support, and what advice do you give? Is there a quick general set of rules? If you want to have I've seen some phenomenal concerts from people's homes. Musicians just playing online and taking to Facebook Live. What advice do you give in terms of technical pointers?
Yeah, I think honestly, your phone will shoot in 4K, or at least in HD, you can stream there. And then honestly, just having at least some kind of decent audio stream, I think helps. Like, I just plugged in the microphone here. It was super easy to interface with Skype, and I think it probably will help a lot in terms of like, giving your listeners something quality to listen to. The iPhone does a decent job on its own, but like even if you have like an iRig that you can plug into your phone, you can then take like your mixing board and plug an output into that, or like a microphone and plug it into that, just to like elevate the sound a little bit better, to give them like that kind of studio or broadcast level sound.
Have you considered playing live? You have such a beautiful space, and would the band get together and play live from your space? And I don't know what the laws are or the rules are, other than you're not supposed to all get together in a group of more than 10. But let's say there's 3 of you in the band, and let's say then you got a camera person and an audio person, or maybe that's the same person in a lot of cases. But you just have your space is just a great performance area to begin with. You have that stage and all that. Have you considered just going on live and playing?
Me personally, or
has anyone called you and said, can we just come down and can we play from your space and broadcast it to the world?
Yeah, I guess we've gotten some inquiries Well, I kind of like once this all hit, before all the restrictions started taking place. I mean, I was offering any artist to come down, and I got a ton of inquiries. And then it was only just a few days before we could really like actually orchestrate it with these people. They had kind of shut down the essential businesses, and so, I mean, I think it's something that definitely we want to do, and I think hopefully as things become a little less strict, hopefully we can offer people that, even if you can't still go to a concert maybe yet. Hopefully that we'll be able to maybe have small gatherings here of maybe just a few people to perform their show, like you're saying, and then be able to broadcast that and help people get a little higher quality stream.
What are your passion projects that you're working on, and what do you through this time? We're all doing this. We're tweaking or we're redesigning our setup. We're re-engineering things. We're doing the housekeeping. What are your passion projects, and what do you got in the works here that you're working on? Like we said, housekeeping and re-engineering everything.
Yeah, I mean, we've tightened up just kind of the, some of our equipment here, equalizers, compressors, preamps, and just like streamlining some of our signal flow. And of course, just cleaning and organizing.
Sure.
And
a new hard drive. And a replacement hard drive.
Yeah, right. Some computer maintenance. So yeah, this computer is flying now. And then honestly, my biggest passion project right now is outside of just like getting outside into nature and hiking. I would say I'm working on an album that I'm super pumped about, just of my own material. It's rare that I find time to work on music these days, running the studio. So it's cool to work on something of my own.
Well, very good. Well, looking forward to that. And thank you for taking the time to Skype in and join our program. And my mission here with the grand experiment that is Akron Buzz, and then coming over here into the studio at night, just like you're doing, and tinkering and having fun. And we are both sitting in our studios working on our passion projects. So good catching up with you. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, good seeing you, Dan.
Good
Thanks
seeing
for calling.
you. Take care, absolutely.
Right.
And thank you for watching. And we are going to go back to the Bailey camp because I have to see what the dog is doing here. Are we ready for a, what do you think? You ready for another treat? Okay, she said, I'm ready for another treat. That's what I heard. Or Chris, would you like to go to break? Let's go to break. Let's do this. Oh, we better leave her alone. She rarely just lays down and relaxes. Let's let her do her thing. I'm getting the high sign. We are gonna roll out tonight with another shot from the Portage Lakes. Thank you to Clayton for going out today and shooting some beautiful video to give us a glimpse of the outside world if we're all staying at home or in the studio or avoiding everyone. The camera is going to help us today get through it with some beautiful shots from around the Portage Lakes, which we leave you with now. Thank you for watching our live experiment here on Akron Buzz, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.
Artlist is the start now and find the perfect song.